Hi my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sharon. I am 62 years old, and as I'm sure most of you know by now, that just over 2 years ago I had a change in circumstances which was my choice completely, which led to me moving out of the home that I lived in and moving into a rented property on my own. So my financial situation changed drastically. This channel was started purely because I just wanted to document my journey, keep myself accountable, that kind of thing. So over here we talk about money, budgeting, finance, food shopping hauls, and a little bit of cooking and recipes along the way. So if that's something you think you might be interested in, then subscribe to the channel, switch on the notification bell, and welcome along for the ride. So let's get started. So this video today, I used to kind of call this month end one payday routine, but it's not really a payday routine because all I really talk about here is the money that I've made through the month through various side hustles, not a job outside of my main job, but money that I've made in other ways. Also to talk about what I've bought, what I've spent in the month of April as well, and to break that down, and also my food shopping or grocery bill overspend, if there has been one, to talk about that here. So I'm going to do the grocery overspend first, because grocery overspend is payday to payday, and I think you've already seen a shop that I've done, or more than one shop that I've done since payday into the next shopping cycle. So I'll cover that one first. So if you've seen a big Aldi shop already, which I'm sure has gone up, it must have done, a 30 odd quid, that's not included in this because that was after payday on the new food shopping cycle, as it were. So yeah, food shopping overspend going up to my payday in April. So from March's payday through till April, we had 3 Aldi shops. £6.41, £6.12, £5.77. Then we went over on the Sainsbury's shop, the £100 gift card, which was purchased in March, or when I got paid in March. We spent £1.24 over that in Sainsbury's when we used up the last amount on the gift card. And also I think it was the beginning of April, I spent £5.24 in Morrison. So the food shopping budget outside of that £100 gift card, I went over by £24.78. I think the absolute top line for me would be 130. If I went over that, I'd be really, really annoyed with myself. And I think I use that as a marker because that's what my friend Sharon, her budget is set at. So I kind of ride off of that a little bit. But ideally, I'd like to stick to the £100. And when I got paid in April, I didn't buy the Sainsbury's gift card. I just put £100 into a separate account that's got nothing else in it to account or accommodate the Aldi shopping alongside the Sainsbury's shopping, rather than the Aldi shopping being outside of the gift card situation, if that kind of makes sense. But everything else I'm going to talk about now is purely for the month of April. So from the 1st through till the last day of the month. So let's get the budgeting notebook open and find the correct page, and April roundup. So this now is money that I've made or free stuff that I've got. So I only got one free sample this month, which Yeah, it's really annoying. Sometimes these campaigns that I see on Facebook or Instagram, very often the samples just never come at all. But this was by far the bougiest one that I've ever received from Chanel, because there was a white box stuck in the letterbox which had Chanel written on it in black, and I thought, hang on a minute, that box is not big enough to contain a handbag. And then I remembered that I had applied for a sample. So they've got a new version of Chanel Chance. I think there's already a few versions. And this is a Chanel, I've never had Chance, ever. A big fan of Number 5, a big fan of Noir, big fan of Coco Mademoiselle, but I've never had Chance. I like a perfume that packs a punch, has got a fair amount of longevity to it, as I want to keep reapplying. Longevity and projection. I like other people to smell my perfume when I walk into a room. That doesn't suit everybody, but I've always liked perfumes like that. This isn't like that, but it is lovely and much more of a summer scent. Which, yeah, you don't want those really heavy, cloying kind of smells in summer. I like something that still lasts a long time, but is an awful lot lighter. And I think that would definitely fit the bill. So when they do all these different versions of the original perfume, they call them a flanker. So in case you didn't know that, I could be teaching Granny to suck eggs. So this is another flanker of the original Chance. And this one is called Oh Splendide. And it's kind of like lilac colour. That retails, I normally, whichever comes up first in my Google search, it's usually Boots. £109 for 50ml, that is. And that's a 1.5ml sample. So that is worth £3.27. If you're near a store that sells it, try it. Because it's new out, you never know. If there is a shop assistant around, always ask for free samples if you can. These are perfect for holidays, weekends away, overnight stays, just to have these little bottles. Super handy. Vinted, I made nothing, nada, zilch, because I didn't put anything up for sale. My bad. We made nothing there. I need to be better this month. Start getting that summer stuff sorted out. And up for sale to bring in some extra money. Same with Top Cashback, nothing. And that is because on my April payday, I did not buy the Sainsbury's gift card that I have been buying, £100 gift card to get £2 in cashback. So my balance on my Top Cashback account remains the same at £79.17. Then we had some amazing news because 4 of you wonderful people used the link in the description box below to sign up for a Monzo account, earning yourself some money, but also giving me £10 for each referral. So in April, I have earned £40 in referrals to Monzo. And don't forget, guys, once you've got that Monzo account, you can then do the same. You can share your personalised link with your family and friends and earn £10 for each one of those that signs up. And remember, you don't have to bank with Monzo going forward. It's a free tenner that you can transfer out to your own bank account whenever you want to. You just need to fulfil the criteria. Obviously, you're going to need to transfer some money in there. You have to do one transaction. I think it's within 30 days to qualify, but all of the terms and conditions are there. But again, a massive, massive thank you for doing that for me. You know, you've done that for me, and that means a hell of a lot. It also means that that money can sit there for my 1p challenge, which I signed up to on Monzo back in January, without me having to take money from sinking funds. and just keep transferring money over ready for the 1p challenge. I've got £66.70 in there as we speak today. The amounts that go into it increase by 1p every day. So on the 1st of January, or the first day you signed up to the 1p challenge with Monzo, which was running until 31st of Jan, you start off with 1p, and then of course on the 365th day you're going to be putting in £3.65 essentially, and that will earn you £667. So yeah, we're almost at the £67. We just got 600 quid to go, guys. But you know, I'm really hoping I can see this challenge through, because I've tried it before with cash. I'll get a few months in and then I don't do it anymore. So yeah, let's hope we can continue with that. And again, a massive thank you to you guys for supporting me and signing up to that. Amazon shopper panel, £6.80 was earned in April. £5 of that was receipts, and that is the maximum you can earn. You get paid 10p per receipt. So you need to put upload photos of 50 receipts to earn a £5. I nowhere near have 50 receipts per month, but my dear friend who will be watching this, there's only 2 or 3 of my close friends that know about this channel, she saves me her receipts. Also her daughter sometimes gives her receipts as well to me, which enables me to fulfill that criteria of 50 receipts and earn £5. The other £1.80 comes from surveys which appear in the app. No rhyme or reason, they just sometimes appear, and their surveys are really good. They usually pay you like 45p for a 1 question survey. So that's £6.80, sits in my Amazon account. There's already money there from last month. The next time I place an order, it automatically comes off of whatever I order. If you remember a little while ago when I ordered the compost, that was paid for with Amazon shopper panel money. We don't want to talk about compost or tomato seeds or any kind of gardening. No, I'm done. The seeds didn't work and I'm upset and I'm trying to get over it. So let's not traumatise myself by getting into it. We've had 2 Boots shops and we have earned an extra £10 in Boots Advantage card points, because I've done 2 scan to recycle drops in association with the 2 times that I have shopped in there. So we are now have a balance on the Advantage card of £39.16. I may well use it. I would like to save it for Christmas, but I may need some suntan lotion come summer. That's what happened last year. I bought some suntan lotion for my holiday last September, which I've mentioned before. My daughter gave me a completely free apartment that her and my son-in-law had paid for, and I just had to sort out flights and spending money. So I had to get suntan lotion, and I did it with my Advantage card points. And then I spent some of it on a birthday present in October. So I didn't really have any Boots Advantage card points for Christmas. So I'm going to try not to spend that and just build on it as we go on. But no guarantees, don't come for me if I spend it, but you'll soon find out if I do. So 1p challenge on Monzo at the moment, we are £66.70. I think I already said that, didn't I? Yeah, I'm sure I did when I talked about the referrals. So yeah, £600 to go. Nationwide, thank you so much for your £50. It is much appreciated, and that is the first sum of money I have towards new glasses. I'm way overdue an eye test. I think I'm about 4 years now. And I'm struggling to see my laptop for work, really struggling. So yeah, the quicker we can get all of that sorted, an eye test done and some new glasses, then the happier I will be. They're watering now, they're constantly watering. My friend said, oh, that could be a sign of cataracts. I looked it up and I think it said dry eye. No idea. We'll let the optician sort that one out. I honestly feel sometimes they're that bad that if I could show the optician my laptop when I'm working for work and the size of the print and how I'm struggling and how I feel like my eyes are going cloudy, I almost feel like I'd get signed off sick. Maybe I will. That'd be wonderful. That sounds really bad, doesn't it? But you know, for me, retirement age should have been 60. I shouldn't be working now. But what can you do? You spend most of your life thinking you're going to retire at 60, and then at 62, sit and think, oh my God, I'm going to be working for the next 5 years. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, £50 from Nationwide. Wonderful. So that's all the kind of side hustle stuff out of the way. So then on to what I've spent. So this is the whole month of April. So this isn't payday to payday. This is April. So the first week of April, we spent £5.49 in savers. And that was my LV purple shampoo and 2 boxes of antihistamines for £5.49. We spent £10 and 2p in boots. And I did get one of those claw clips for my hair because I've only got one. And they had one on the clearance section at the end. So always check out your clearance section if you're going in boots, because I've had some really good skincare bargains in there as well. I think sometimes when people might order expensive things from the website, they might take them back to the store, and then I've got a feeling they might go out on the shelf, because I had quite an expensive face cream once for like £4. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. Also, suntan lotion I've picked up before, really cheap. So definitely keep an eye on that. Oh, and while I'm talking of that, and we've had that skincare video go up, don't forget Boots £10 Tuesday, online only, where they have a selection of products for £10. Always check how much you're saving, because some things might only be $12.99 anyway, and you're saving $2.99. But when I bought the sun creams last September for my holiday, I bought Lancaster Suncare, should have been £25 for the face one, and it was a tenner. So things like that where you're saving like £10, £15, definitely worth having a look. Anyway, okay. £10 2 in boots. Oh yes, so the hair clip was on the end. And the reason I got it, I've only got one claw clip, a black one, and this is a leopard print one that I picked up. And I think my black one's from Boots as well, because they break easily, they don't last, and I find the Boots ones are quite good quality. But I can remember, oh gosh, 2022, when I went out to my friend who lives in Spain. She's out there frequently throughout the year because she's got her own place out there, and I'd gone out there for a holiday, and she always hires a car when she goes, and we were going out to the beach one day in the car, and she went over a speed bump a little bit too quick, and all of a sudden my head went like that back to the seat, and my claw clip just broke in half and just fell off of my hair and down between my back and the car seat. And I was just like stunned and thinking, oh my God, that's the only claw clip I bought on holiday. So yeah, it's good to have a backup now. I've got 2 claw clips and one was £2.25 and I'm super happy about it. So yeah, that was week 1. Week 2, we spent nothing. We had a no spend week, which I am so happy about. I made up for it later on in the month, but hey ho. So yeah, a completely no spend week. We bought nothing in the second week of April. The third week of April, we bought ourselves, drum roll please, because I don't really buy off of vintage. I've bought 1 pair of Havaiana flip-flops for myself. When I first moved into this house, I bought a t-shirt, a Marks and Spencer's brand new with tags, short-sleeved round neck t-shirt, my t-shirt shape of choice, for £1.50. P&P made it £2.28, and it was delivered to Tesco Express by Every. So super duper happy with that. It's lovely fabric, really nice and lightweight. I've probably mentioned before, autumn, winter, spring wardrobe, leggings, jogging bottoms or the like, short sleeve t-shirt always, long sleeve cardigan. That's my uniform, my work from home uniform. That's what I'm comfortable in when I'm sitting. I sit at the other end of this table that I'm sitting at now speaking to you. That reminds me, the other day at work, you won't believe this, I do apologise, but we're having a story time again. You've heard about the claw clip, now you're going to hear about the spider. So all of a sudden, I'm on a call to a customer, typing away on my laptop, and this spider just appeared from kind of like off me onto the laptop. I jumped up, bearing in mind I've got a headset on which is stuck into the side of the laptop. The laptop's always got also got a lead coming out the other side where it's charging as I'm working. And I'm saying to this lady, I'm so sorry, there's a spider. And I kind of like flicked it as I got up, and then I didn't know where it had gone. And I thought, oh my God, I don't believe this. So I ended up sitting down on the sofa, working the rest of my shift, plugged it in to keep it charged on my lunch and subsequent tea break, because it drains really quickly, that work laptop. And I spoke to one of my friends at work, so though I'm remote and she's remote, we do speak, and I voice noted her and I said, you won't believe what happened to me today. And we're on the same team, so we've got the same manager. And she said, that's really weird you say that, because I had some training a while back with a chap, and also our manager was on that training, and it was all about being professional on the phone. And she said this chappie had said, now what would you do to remain professional on the phone if a spider fell on you while you were working? And apparently our manager said, well, that's very unlikely to happen, isn't it? So she said to me, you've got to tell our manager what happened to you. So I sent her a message and I said, hi, blah, just to let you know what happened to me earlier on. I was working away and suddenly this spider came from nowhere, like off of me, whether it had come from the ceiling or what, I don't know. But it was there. And then it was on my laptop and I kind of jumped up and it fell off the laptop and I don't know where it's gone. And my legs are still shaking hours later. I'm in a right state. And she came back and said, oh, Sharon, it could only happen to you. And she's not wrong. Because, yeah, I'm petrified of spiders. What can I say? I hate them. Do you want another story about spiders? Between my first and second marriage, I spent 5.5 years on my own with 3 little girls. And I remained in the marital home. We broke up. Yeah, I was lucky enough to be able to keep the house on. And I went to go to bed one night and there was a spider on the wall. So my mum at the time didn't have a house phone. And what I did was I phoned a taxi company. They wouldn't do it now, but back then you could get taxis to pick things up from you from the co-op. But anyway, I phoned a cab and I said, I've got to send a taxi to pick my mum up, but she's not on the phone, and you're going to have to tell her when the driver arrives and knocks on the door, you're going to have to say, Sharon's got a spider, can she come? And my mum literally came up in a taxi to get rid of this spider on my bedroom wall, because I literally could not have gone to bed. And all my 3 children were asleep, so I could not wake them up and have a screaming fit, which I would have done. So yeah, that's my level of fear. And yeah, not good. Okay, where were we? Enough of my stories, because I'll end up with no storage on the phone. I've been talking too long. Oh my God, okay. Right, so Vinted t-shirt, that came out of the Vinted balance, which went into the clothes sinking fund, £55 from 2 jackets that I sold back in March, I think it was. That's the first of that money that I have spent. So yeah, £2.28 in total with the P&P. The t-shirt was £1.50. Okay, right, so there we have it. Week 3, we spent £2.66 in Superdrug. We spent £5.47 in Card Factory, which was for cards, and I bought a glass with 50 on it for someone whose birthday it was. And we spent £1.49 in Aldi. That wasn't anything to do with food shopping, so that's why it came out of sinking fund. And that was a total of £9.62. And then the last 3 days of April was our biggest spend of the whole month. We spent £5 in Superdrug. That was me keep going back trying to get that hydrating face mist for my giveaway, because they didn't have it every time I went in there over the whole of the month. We spent £11.35 in Boots. I bought a gin and tonic for £5.10 at said 50th birthday party. And for the rest of the evening, my drinks were bought for me, so that was wonderful. So £5.10 there. And I spent £35 on a theatre ticket. So me and my friend Sharon from, I keep going to say My Intentional Lifestyle, but she's changed her name now. It is Living on a Part-Time Income UK. We have for many, many years, we meet up in London. I would say we like to aim for twice a year. On the odd year, it's been 3. Some years it's only been once. It just kind of depends what's going on and days off, working out and that kind of thing. But we had said a long time ago that we wanted to see The Devil Wears Prada at the theatre. And we also said we'd like to do it closer to Sharon's birthday at the end of June, because we always meet up in December, which is right around my birthday. Because we love the lights. We go down Bond Street and we take photos of Cartier and Dior and Chanel, and we just absolutely love it. Sorry, I needed a drink. Yeah, so I feel like we're always meeting up around my birthday, and it doesn't always feel very fair. So yeah, it's going to be nice to do something nearer to Sharon's birthday to celebrate that occasion. So we're doing that just around about mid-June, and we're doing a matinee performance, so the ticket was cheaper. So the theatre ticket was £35, and then the rest of the money obviously will come out of my socialising sinking fund, because a day out in London for me is not cheap. I'm probably looking at always, you know, with a theatre ticket at £35, train fare, something to eat, you know, you start heading towards £100, and it is a lot of money that has to be budgeted for. Hence why I do have a socialising sinking fund, and for months and months that might cover me for that one gin and tonic at a party, or, you know, meeting a friend just for a coffee, and I might do nothing else in a whole month. So that does enable that to build up for things like theatre tickets and train fare if I'm doing something a little bit more extravagant. And yeah, so £46.45 in the last 3 days of April. So the totals were £15.80 the first week, nothing in the second week, £2.28 in week 3, t-shirt and postage, week 4 £9.62, and the final 3 days of the month £46.45. So with the overspend on the food shopping and the amount that I spent each week, we have a total of £80.81 was spent in the month of April. So just to reiterate, if you've seen Aldi shopping, which isn't included in the amounts that I mentioned, food shopping will be payday to payday. The other things like the free stuff and the weekly spending is for the whole of April, from the 1st through till the final day. So I think that is us done. I've had some free stuff given to me. I'm going to slot a little video of those bits in now. And just to say, the receipts are all, we've got the receipts, we've got the proof, going back into the notebook, and we are getting ready for the month of May in there already. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for helping me to get monetized. I think we're on about 11 or £11 something now. I don't know how you put your bank details in to get paid. I can't see that anywhere. I don't know how that works, but you know, we've earned some money. So that's fabulous. And that's all down to you. So thank you for your support, for all your likes, for all of your comments, for being with me as I navigate this, life that I am now living, as opposed to my old one. And yeah, I'll see you soon. So have a great bank holiday weekend. Let's hope the sun continues to shine over the weekend. And I will be back next week. So take good care, guys. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. So I got super lucky in things that were given to me this month. My friend who gave me the chairs that you've seen in the conservatory came over last weekend because she had a television, which she said is old but in perfectly good working order for my bedroom. I've still got to buy an aerial for it. And she gave me 2 of these lamps. So I've put one on the sideboard for now, and the other one is down on the nest of tables next to the sofa at the end by the door out to the conservatory. Now I've just made use of them in here for now because I wanted a lamp for the nest of tables anyway, but the plan for the future, I might even use these next to the bed. We shall see, because I've kind of gone off those ones I've got next to the bed. But beggars can't be choosers, and yeah, I like these. This one is sitting down here with the remains of my Easter chocolate. One of my daughters bought me a pack of cream eggs. I love cream eggs, and I hadn't had one this year, so I was super happy about that. And then my other daughter got me the Lindt bunny, which is pink. Oh, it's delicious. It must be the strawberry one. And 2 of the Lindt salted caramel eggs, one of which I have eaten already. Anyway, we're not talking about Easter chocolate. We're talking about the lamps. So the lamps are Habitat lamps. So, I mean, they wouldn't have been cheap when she bought them. So, yeah, I just popped it on the nest of tables there because I've always wanted a lamp on there. But as I said, I may well swap out and put these next to the bed at some point. I would also like to get the spare room sorted at some point this year, but I feel kind of nervous now that I'm heading towards being here for 3 years, because come January I'm really concerned that the rent is going to be put up, and if it is, I would have to completely reevaluate my situation. But I try not to think about it at the moment. And then middle daughter gave me these 2 cushion covers, and they are kind of silky, very pale grey. So again, if I was to get the spare room done, because there is a dark grey carpet in there, then they would lend themselves perfectly to being cushions on the bed. So yeah, I would like to get that room done, but we'll see how we go throughout the year. I'm not making any promises to myself. I have already got curtains for that room. The same daughter gave me a pair of curtains a couple of months ago that would do in there, because the curtains in there are disgusting, and they are even worse than the rail malt curtains in the downstairs hallway.